and welcome back to Ultrasign. And Robert, what do you have for us?
Yeah, the last few weeks I've mostly listened to really chaotic music, and we talk a lot of jazz and such, and then I mean really chaotic jazz. And I really wanted to play something like that for you, but I'm going to start quite mildly. So I want to play a song by OXBOW, which I played for you a couple of times before. Probably one of the best rock bands alive. They recently released a live album with the German saxophonist Peter Brötzmann, I think, which is apparently a really famous jazz saxophone player. And then we are talking about really messy sound. So It's not the kind of like super arranged jazz. We are talking about the really I don't know how to explain it, but let's listen and then see what we can get from it. The song is Gentleman from the album Thin Black Duke, but with a really messy saxophone on top of it. So,
okay, let's check it out.
Yeah. I am a gentleman's gentleman. But you are no gentleman. Fucking bull-line. And all of this love is sacred before they leave and after they go, before they leave, after they go, before they leave and after they go. He is deluxe and delightful. All the lovers are here before they leave and after they go. And all the lovers of him say so. Before they leave and after they go.
Yes, I agree. Okay. Yes. Wow, this is a fantastic experience, and I thought, it's some part of this is like if you take cows and you control it, it should sound like this almost.
Yeah, chaos. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, fantastic. Um, but hard to just analyze from. Andreas, do you have any?
Yeah, this is great. I don't think it's that chaotic actually.
Yes, some parts. I mean, not the whole track. Yes, some
I
parts.
know. I just really like it. Takes me back to clubs in different cities like New York and Berlin and stuff like that, where it's almost like random people just jam, something like that. Kind of, yeah, controlled chaos somehow. I also know people in Stockholm doing stuff like this, not as a permanent group, but doing, sessions now and then in clubs and stuff. Really great musicians, and this reminds me of all that. This was great. I
Yeah.
would really like to see them in a cool club somewhere.
Yeah, me too. Actually, with Peter Brötzmann.
Yeah, and I realized that I took probably the song that was the most chaotic out of the whole album, because the original song itself is quite unnerving and special in its arrangement to begin with, and it's mostly instrumental. So it's really interesting that not only this song but the entire album, the instrumentalists of the band are really really tight and really really well connected with each other, and then the two people that takes the most place in the arrangement is the saxophone and the singer, because that is where they stray apart from the original arrangement
Yeah.
at the most in the whole album itself. And I really think that their very specific genre of rock to begin with is quite expressive and playful, so it totally works having such a unorthodox saxophone player just jamming on top of it. I don't know if they did rehearse this a lot or if it's mostly like the total jazz thing of let's get on stage and see what happens, really. I know they have played with him one time before, just before the pandemic. So it's not like this is a new constellation for them. But I am really glad that they captured everything on the audio, at least, because I love every second of this album. It's really something special, and sometimes the harmonies with the saxophone and the rest of the musicians are more or less perfectly in sync, and some parts they totally stray away from each other and make something completely different than the what I've heard from the band before. I love every second of this. So.
Well, I haven't heard the original track, but when they have to be so good when they play like this. First of all, they have to be a really really tight band, and they and it's not. This is top of the top. I think, and it's a little bit sad sometimes with music like this or band like this. That they are almost in the background, especially here on this track, But as you said, they have to be so good and so tight to make it sound good, because if they wasn't, you have notice direct here. And but even the sax, even when it take its own trip, it's still connected. You still it's still connected to each other, and it's even if they improvise or almost improvise, they really know how to play and follow each other. So it's really enjoying to listen to this, and it's I agree. I would love to see this in sometimes, even without the sax. But if they have the sax with them, fantastic. Yeah.
And from what I've known, they have played with him just twice, and both at the same festival in Moors in Germany. So I really think that especially this lineup could easily play at most jazz festivals around the world, really, because they have been really overlooked as a rock band. But it would be interesting to see what the jazz crowd would say about this.
It's hard to say exactly what kind of music, and I think that's a good thing. They really go their own way, and it's not just rock. It's not just it's they doing it their own thing. So but I'm glad you discovered them, so you can show to us. Okay. Something. Someone want to say goodbye?
Yeah, goodbye.